Hello. I hope everyone is able to hear me, right? Can you please ping me whether you are able to hear me or not? Okay. Sorry for delay. Actually, I don't know, something went wrong in my meeting, so it got cancelled. So that I have created the new link and I have forwarded it to you. Let me wait for 2 more minutes so that I can start the session. I'm busy because of I'm replying in group. There are some people, they are posting false comments. They haven't listened my class and they are just commenting me. I just have replied. That's it. So that's why it took 2 more minutes to join. Okay. And also I wanted to confirm to you people also, I have not created this group for the paid ads or something. Even I'm not charging thousands of money from you people also. I didn't ask anything for basic course, which I am giving it for free, and I'm also investing lots of time and efforts to prepare the PPT itself. Because how if I explain something to you, whether you're able to understand or not, and also to make it very real time. Even you should not suffer, even if you go for job also, you are not so supposed to suffer like how it Python is working in real time. I have created the GitHub today account as well. I have already sent you um, the emails as well, invitations to submit the extra day's work. Can you please confirm like whether you have got any mail or something from GitHub? I have created the project and I have added few people who has pinged me their email IDs. No one got it? Can you please ping me? Okay. So please try to access that link and post your work. And also yesterday I have given some tasks to complete and to. Okay, Komal S. Patel. If you would have pinged me your email ID, I would have added to the GitHub. So who haven't got the GitHub link, can you please ping me your email so that just now only I will try to add it. You people are able to see my screen, right? Today I just wanted to explain more on like daily submission. Okay. Please check and share the. I didn't receive. Okay. Let me add now itself in front of you. In real time, we will be having the GitHub or SVN, whatever the source code repository, whatever we develop, we have to keep everything in repository. Okay, so that the admin can access your code and he can see whether you have developed the code or not. In the same way, there will be a tool called Zira to track the project progress. Right. So GitHub will do the both work, so that I have selected the GitHub to push your code, and also I'll be assigning the task to you. You have to comment on that particular task so that I can access your progress, whether you have completed, whether you have worked or not. So please ensure that everyone has to submit their work, because after the class you will forget everything. So I wanted to make sure you have to maintain your running notes and you have to submit your daily task. Working on daily task help you to revise the things once again. Okay. 21 days ago, 3 hours back. So let me create one more project, new repository. Python. Or else after this class also you can ping me your email IDs. No issues. Let me add you to the to the group so that you can create you can access to that link and you can upload your files whatever you have created. That file you have to upload it to the repository. How you can upload is you can go and open the link. So you will find it, this thing, new underscore Python classes or something. I'll share it to you again. So same thing, just go and upload the file whatever you have developed. You can upload your file. Okay, same thing, you can give your comments and commit the changes. In this way you have to upload your files, daily tasks. Okay, every day I'll be sending you the tasks file as well. So yesterday I have finished only the basic part, so that I have sent you only the basics parts which I have uh, taught you. Okay, so from today onwards I'll be teaching more on some other parts as well, so that you can access all the things and you have to complete the tasks. Even week by week also you can submit it. Okay, so let me go through the topic today. So today the topics are Python variables and Python operators and its types. So what is the variable and what variable plays in Python? What is the role of Python? How we can declare the variables? How we can use the variables? Why we have to use? What is the use? We are going to learn now. Okay. Let me go to the next slide. What are Python variables? Variables are the containers for storing the data values. So it is a container to store. Suppose if you give x is equals to 10. So the variable x will store the value called 10. Y is equals to 5. The variable y stores the value called 5. So in the same way, the variable will be storing the data values. Unlike other programming languages, Python has no command to declare the variable. In other programming languages like Java or C, some other languages, you have to declare the variable int x is equals to 10, int y is equals to 20, or float x is equals to something, string str x is equals to something. So you have to define what data type it is and then you have to declare the value. Whereas in Python there is no scope, like there is uh, nothing to declare the data type because it is a dynamically typed. So the variable can be created in the moment in the first assign the value to it. So what is variable? Why it is called variable? It is able to store the value. It may the variable, the value can change, right? So let me show you how to create the variable. Let me launch the Jupyter notebook. So hope everyone has installed the Anaconda Navigator. Along with me, even you can open the Anaconda Navigator and you can also type the same thing. So if you get some doubts, you can also post me in the chat box so that I'll be able to help you as well. Okay. So I have created a folder on desktop, new Python basic batch. Let me create the new file here. Okay. So how to declare the variables? Declaring the variables. So I told you x is a variable which can store some value. I'm going to give the value called 20. So I wanted to know whether X has stored that value or not. Print X. Yes, X is equals to 20, so that it has given the value of 20. In the same way, I wanted to give the Y value as 10. Print Y, right? So this is how it will store the things. In the same way, I wanted to add the X and Y value, and I wanted to store the variable, that solution, in one particular variable called A. A is equals to X plus Y, then print A. So 20 plus 10 is equals to 30. So we got the solution as 30. Okay, this is how we can declare the variable. We can declare the variable not only in the integers, you can declare in each and every data type. Let me give the example in strings as well, how the variable can store the strings. Declaring the variables using strings. Some notification. Manage the participants. Okay, strings. So I wanted to declare um, a variable called k is equals to prog. String variable we have to define in double quotes, Python. So I wanted to print the k variable, whether it is storing or not. I'm able to print the variable called print. Suppose I wanted to declare k variable with program as well. Print k. Sorry, syntax error. It will store the program as well. So once the variable is declared, so for that particular point of time, it will store the data and it will print. Suppose if you wanted to declare it globally, whenever, even if there is thousands of lines of data also, whenever you call k is equals to program, if you wanted to call, then you have to declare it globally, which I will be explaining in the coming things. Okay, there is a keyword called global, that is why global is used. So I'll be explaining each and every keyword where we are going to use it as well. So now we are we are aware of print, only print, right? So let me go with declaring the variables, multiple variables at one shot. Declaring the multiple variables at one shot. Okay, so I wanted to declare a comma b comma sorry a comma b comma c. The values for a b c is, one, I wanted to give the string, that is Python. For b value I wanted to give 10. For c value I wanted to give 20. So let me print a. So the a variable is storing the Python, b variable stores the 10 variable, sorry, 10 integer 10, and the c stores 20. Let me give it as float as well. So print c. So it is taking only the integer value. I'll let you know in the coming classes why it is storing only this thing. After the indexes, you will be getting to know. Okay. Next. In the same way, there are some rules that the variable has. Suppose if you wanted to declare the variables, there are some rules. Rules to declare the variables. A variable name must start with a letter or underscore character, right? Let me explain you the same, how it works. A variable must start with underscore. Let me start with 1a is equals to 20. Invalid syntax because the variable name shouldn't start with any number, or else I'll give you some more example. Add and 9 equals to 1 2 3. Even this is a invalid syntax because it will not accept any special characters as well. That is the second thing. I'll give the one more case. Variable must start with the letter or underscore. Let me start my variable with underscore. Underscore 1 2 3 is equals to 4 5 6. Then print underscore 1 2 3. We are able to print the solution, right? Here this is given because of the variable shouldn't start with any special characters, like and dollar at the rate something like that, or else it shouldn't start with a number. It should start only with the um, alphabets or underscores. That is the rule. The variable name cannot start with a number. That's what I have already explained. The variable numbers are case sensitive. Let me show you the variables are case sensitive, how it works. Variables are case sensitive, right? So let me declare the variable a is equals to 1 2 3, caps A is equals to Python. So let me print the solution for print A, and also I'll print caps A. Let's see what is the solution for A. It is taking 1 2 3, and for capital A it is taking Python. It is a case sensitive. Suppose I have defined the variable called A is equals sorry, apple is equals to fruit, print apple. It will not take it because it is a case sensitive. Okay, that is fine. Next, we will go with the arithmetic operators. Sorry, I'm not able to see. Okay, next. Next slide, we are going with the operators. And also let's check one more concept. I have given a variable x is equals to Python y is equals to program. I wanted to check what is the value of, print the value of x plus y. I'm appending x plus y. The solution will be, sorry, it is a case sensitive Python program, right? Okay. Now let me go with the operators concept. So what are operators? So operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. So now we have used the arithmetic operator called addition. In addition, we are able to add the strings as well as integers, which I have shown. I'll show you the float and the complex numbers, how to do all these things in the coming classes when I'm explaining the data types. When I explain the data types, you will be able to understand what is integer, what is float, what is decimal, what is binary, everything, so that I'll let you know in that particular point of time. So let me deal with the arithmetic operators, which is plus, minus, into, modulus, everything. So we have assignment operators, comparison operators to compare the um, values or strings, like x is greater than or y, a equals to b, a is not equals to b, something like that. And we have logical operators, identity operators, membership operators, bitwise operators. I'll go with each and everything in detail. Okay, let me go with arithmetic operators. So we know we have arithmetic operators to do the basic calculations, right? Operators to do the basic calculations. What are the arithmetic operators? Let me declare the value x equals to 20 and y is equals to 30, for example. So I wanted to get the output of addition operator. For addition operators, what is addition operator does? It will add the variables and print the value of this thing. You can see the value 20 plus 30 is equals to 50. In the same way, subtraction, print x minus y, it is 20 minus 30 is minus 10. In the same way, try to do with y minus x. It's 10. Okay. So next, into operator. Print x star y. So it is 600. 20 into 30 is 600. Then divided by print x dot y. So this is the solution for 0 x divided by y. In the same way, these are the few arithmetic operators. The same way, I'm giving the solution for the comparison operators. Let's go with comparison operators. What is comparison operators? Comparison means we are going to compare the values or anything with other things. So what we are going to declare, x is equals to 10. Again, we are declaring the value for x and y. Y is equals to 12. So let me go with the comparison operators. I wanted to compare x and y in different ways. Let me compare and print the value of x greater than y is comma x greater than y. So this will print the string and this will give the solution. Okay, so x is greater than y, whether it is a true or false. True or false are nothing but booleans. I'll let you know what is boolean as well in the coming classes. X greater than y is false because 10 is not greater than 12. In the same way, let's print the value of whether it is less than, it is true, 12 is less than 10. In the same way, we can see it is equal to, it's false because any point of time 10 is not equals to 12, right? X is not equals to, how to declare not equals to, exclamatory mark not equals to. Okay, exclamatory mark equals to, so it declares it is not equals to y. It is true, 10 is not equals to 12. In the same way, we can declare it is greater than or equals to y. It is false. Same way, we can do it with less than as well. Less than or equals to, less than or equals to. It is true, right? These are the solutions for the comparison operators. Less than, greater than, equals to, not equals to, it is less than or equals to, greater than or equals to. Comparison, suppose even we will compare with other people, whether I compare to some other guy, whether I'm tall or not, whether I'm lean or not. Compared to this guy, I'm little lean. Compared to that people, I'm little fair. So we have the comparison. She is almost equal to that color, she is almost equals to that height. So there is a comparison. It's almost equals to, she is not much, she is less than. So like that, that is called the comparison operators, right? In the same way, let me go with the logical operators. So logical operators are nothing but true or false. I'm going to explain. So let me go with the logical operators. So I'm declaring the variables. X is equals to true. You know, true is a keyword. Y is equals to false. Even false is a keyword which we have to declare it in the starting letter should be the capital letter. There is only 3 keywords which starts with the capital letter, that is true, false and none according to the X studies class. So let me show you the solution. Print X and Y is comma X, even and is a keyword, Y, capped X and Y. Think I'm running out of time. There is 10 more minutes. Okay, so let me close with the logical operators. Okay, so we have the logical operators and or not, right? So in 10th class we have the tables and or not logical operators, even true false tables we have, right? So if X is true, Y is false, what is the solution? X and Y is false, right? True false is false. In the same way, print X or Y is X or Y. It is true. So true or false is true. Print X, not, as I told you, and or not are the logical operators. Not X is. What is not X? Not X. Sorry. You have to keep the comma here. Not X is equals to true. What is the not X? It is false. In the same way, let us print for Y as well. Y, not Y is true. The not Y is equals to false, not Y is true, right? This is how we can declare the logical operators. So tomorrow we will go with the conditional operators, what and all the operators we have. So tomorrow I'll be going with identity operators, membership operators, bitwise operators. So tomorrow I'll let you know. And also please ping me your email IDs now itself so that I will add you to the GitHub, so that I'll be creating the task for you. Every day you have to, whatever maybe weekly submissions also you can do, you can work what you have done. The task will be provided, you have to work on that, you have to keep your running notes, you have to upload it to the GitHub, right? Yesterday I have shared the task to the people who has attended the class, right? So please go with the today's class, please, the logical operators that we have forgot in 10th class. But if you get a chance, just go through the logical operators. And thanks for your time, thanks for attending. Um and we will see you on Monday with the other topics as well. Meanwhile, if you get any doubts, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, you can drop me a mail as well if you find any issues. Okay, thanks. Have a great weekend. Bye bye. Winding up the session.